I remember, and this is your Christian sister, lover of God talking. You understand? I know there were days I'm like, okay, let's just do it again. Let's just more. My body cannot take it anymore. Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Victoria Ayodele Fash, and this is my husband.
Hello everyone, my name is Wole Ayodele Fash. It's great to be here. And
yes.
It's great
to see you guys again.
To see each other.
To see each other. Okay, so this is a continuation of the last video. We'll be answering your questions. Okay, so yeah, if you are not subscribed, please make sure you do so. Leave a like, leave a comment, let us know what you think so far. If you're enjoying this series so far, let us know. Okay, all right babe, so the next question. So our question is, does attraction grow when you're friends with someone and you don't feel sexually attracted to the person? Will it change over time the more you get to know the person?
It's not guaranteed, but it's possible.
Yeah,
it's possible. There are many instances where relationship that led to marriage was maybe colleagues or friends. They didn't even, maybe they even had people they were dating. I mean, respectively, and they were just good friends with each other. They never thought they were going to end up together, and providence will just, you just find out that this is the person I'm meant to be with. So it's possible to grow. Yeah, I can't say it can't grow. It's very possible that attraction, physical, emotional, or sexual, can grow. But
it's a gamble.
I don't. It can.
Yeah.
But that it will, or this is how you do it, that it will grow, maybe dependent on the dynamics.
Yeah. Well, there's always a saying that marry your friend. Okay, when you want to marry, choose out of your friends to marry instead of going to marry outside and trying to make the person your friend. So when you have good friendship with the person, right, you guys are friends, and I know there are some friendship that cannot move beyond friendship level, like that feelings, it's not there. Okay, but if you have someone and you see a potential of the two of you getting, maybe the guy approaches you that he wants to take this friendship into another level, you understand, it might be tough the first few months, because you have known him for so long as your friend. Seeing him in a different light might take time, but if it's something you're willing to try, do it. My advice is, don't let sex get involved, because once sex gets involved, confusion is going to get into it. You might now, it might now be because of the activity that is making you feel like you love him, but you really don't. Okay, so try to start to date, go out, have fun, do boyfriend and girlfriend, talk, engage yourself. You will know if you can be sexually attracted to the person, right? Just allow it. If you give it a month, 2 months, 3 months, and you still don't feel any changes, in terms of your attraction towards the person, then maybe it's just not meant to be. Okay, the only danger in that is going back to friendship might be a bit difficult. So I know it's a difficult thing to do, but if you think it is worth it, if you think there is a future here and this is someone that you see yourself settling down with, give it a chance. Okay, and if it doesn't work out, at least you tried. Okay, so that's my own advice. You agree?
Absolutely. Whatever you just do, don't date the person out of pity. Yeah.
Oh, definitely. Don't date anybody out of pity. Don't say because, oh, I pity him. Yeah, because when someone that you now find attractive comes along, right, there will be heartbreaks. Okay, and sometimes if it's after you get married, there might be issues. Okay, so don't do that. All right. Lucius Latitius said, no questions, I love the way you and your husband relate. Thank you very much. Deborah said, what did you study in the university? I studied strategic communications in the university, and my husband is a lawyer, so no need for explanation. Mary, okay, no, I've already answered this. The next question is, how are you and your husband able to resist sexual temptation during your courtship days? How did you resist this? How did you resist this royal awesomeness?
I think it's just by drawing the line.
Yeah, knowing where to draw the line.
Yeah, it's not. It would be hard to lie. I mean, it would be lying outrightly if you say there were no temptations or you don't feel pressured or wanting, but being each other's safe space. So first of all, I made it clear that what she's trying to do or what she's trying to achieve, I am all for it, and that she's safe in the sense that if by any reason something entered my head one day and I'm just she has the license or liberty to cut it short, put a stop to it, and
there won't be any issues.
There won't be any issues. I'm not going to quarrel. I'm not going to be upset or anything, and all that one. And I'm also allowed to do the same for her.
If it's me.
So we just acted as each other's check, and besides, for me, it was important that if she could stay the way she was before she met me, I won't be the reason why she would betray our promise to herself and to our Creator. So it was important. So it was not just now based on what we wanted to do or not do anymore. It was also a way to ensure that everything ended or happened the way that it was meant to happen. So, but it's not like there won't be temptation, but draw the line. Just know yourself, know your limit and whatever. For me, it was a bit easier because I can be a stickler for rules, even when I'm being affected, and maybe years of training myself, if I can call it that, had helped me gotten to stages where I can say no to something, even if I wanted it for a good reason. So I can easily say no. I can be without something like that and not be bothered. So we found a way to help each other. We drew lines. We knew what lines not to cross, what not to do, and all that. So, but if you're not that way, especially for someone, I was experienced, if you can call it that, before I met my wife. So that may have given me some edge, but I know that the temptation or the degree is different for someone who has never done anything before. But what I always tell people is this: it's easier to, if it was so easy, everyone would do it. Whatever you think you're missing out, you have years to do it. So just hold on a little bit more. It's just, even if you say it's 3 years. I mean, when I met my wife, we were supposed to get married in a short while. We ended up waiting for almost 3 years and afterwards.
Over 3 years, and almost 4 years.
So that's how it happens sometimes. And sometimes you may get to have your way quite easily and all that. So, but just know that. So if, for instance, you're those kind of persons that you don't know the limits of your limits, or then draw lines. Don't meet each other in close confines. Don't indulge in romantic games or plays that will put you in trouble. Just try and guide yourself, guide your heart, and all that. But of course, you need the concurrence of your partner, because there will be days you're weak and you need the person's strength.
Exactly.
And there will be days the person's strength will fail them, and you will be their strength.
There might be times that, you know, maybe there are certain lines you've drawn. I'm not talking about the intimacy in itself now, right? And, you know, maybe you guys cross it or whatever. Just know how to take your step back, because we are human, okay? And the attraction, you know, the spirit is willing, but the flesh sometimes is very weak. That's why I love what my husband said. We are a check on each other. Even there are times, I remember, and this is your Christian sister, lover of God talking. You understand? I know there were days I'm like, okay, let's just do it again. Let's just, more. My body cannot take it anymore. You understand? And he would tell me no. My husband would say, but I remember there was a particular time he said that if you feel the same way tomorrow, okay, but today we are not going to do it, you understand? Because my husband always felt like, no, I don't want to force you to do it, something that until you're ready, I don't want to make you do something that you don't want to do, because this is what you told me you wanted to wait. Okay, and there were times that it was him that was weak. Few times, and you know, I wouldn't want to say, oh God, please farabale. You get, and it's not easy, you know, waiting. It is not easy. The Bible says that marry or you born. We are born in, and it's even born quicker, right, when you already are with someone. So the only thing keeping you is just your self-determination, which is what I wanted to talk about. That you need to make that decision for yourself. You need to first of all be sure that this is what you want, and then marry or be with someone that buys into that idea, not someone that is always tempting you. I was dating somebody that, even though I told him that this is something that I wanted, every time we meet Jesus, we have to talk about why I'm not doing it. We have to, you know, he'll be trying to force me to do it, you understand? Thankfully, you know, I didn't yield, you get. But if you're with someone who is constantly trying, there's is a time that even you will get weak, and things like that might happen, okay, and that might cause a problem in your relationship, right? But one thing I also want to say is that sometimes, no matter how much you try, okay, there are times that you really push it off, and maybe mistakes happen. I've heard of stories, you see. Even when it does, you need to learn to forgive yourself, okay? That one mistake you made does not mean that you now continue to do it. Since that you have to open it, you now continue to do it till you're married. No, if that mistake happens, right, learn from it, move on, okay? Continue with your celibacy or whatever until you get married.
As Christians, if in the course of your marriage, premarital counseling, that person is asked,
you have to say the truth.
Yes, that is.
You have to say the truth.
Besides, I also wanted to say something. You may think that, especially if you stayed a long while without doing stuff, or you don't have experience, so to speak, there's the tendency to feel like nothing can happen. The Bible was clear. Let he that think he stand, take it, lest he fall. There's this thing that happens with emotions. When you are romantically involved with someone, that's when you know whether you are truly strong or you are not strong. And you see people take extreme measures sometimes. I mean, I know people who would not even as much as hug
a sister.
They can hug other sisters, but the person they are dating, they won't try it. And they have their reasons for it. And depending on your level of illumination, let me call it that.
Yeah.
But just be careful. And okay, she said something about someone that is convinced about what you want to do. Because this is it. As a guy, sometimes it's easy to overrule people's decision if you don't buy into it. If a guy does not buy into that decision and is not convinced, there are several ways that you can. It will be a long project, but there are ways to do it. And those days we know how to do it. But we thank God.
Hey,
now.
Bad boys.
We thank God now. So,
but have you ever overridden a lady's decision that wants to stay chaste? You know what? Are you serious? You never told me that. You overrode her decision, or she said she was cool with it?
She will be cool with it now.
After you have, hey,
that's what I'm telling you. There's a way to sell the thing. There's a way to sell it. There's a way to make. It's a long project. Most guys. That's why you find out that there are times when a girl, the so-called good girls, and they will meet one bad boy, and everything will change. And you'll be wondering, but the guy would start it as a long-term project. It won't. There are ways to do it.
You people will not enter Evo. Some
guys, of course, they may not enter Evo.
They may not enter. The one that you have done,
so there are ways to do it, but just don't put yourself in precarious situations. Find out exactly if your person believes in you and supports that decision, and they have conviction that is the right thing to do. Sometimes, even though we are Christians and we know that from the biblical perspective, this is the dictate. Sometimes people stay off not even because of religion reasons. And all that one. Sometimes people's environment and others have made them be like, no, I'm not going to fall victim to these things. I mean, we've seen situation or environment where everyone had children outside wedlock, and somebody will just be like, no, this is not going to be me, and all that. So when you have a partner, or when you start dating and you're telling your partner that this is what I want to do, it's important that you sell it in a good way, and it's important that you are convinced, at least reasonably enough, that your partner buys into it idea too. If not, only you cannot achieve it.
You can't, especially when feelings get involved. Your body will want to touch. You want to see what you want to work with. You understand? But at the end of the day, it's your personal decision, and then you need the help of God. That's why I always say, your Christians, pray that God will help you to control yourself, okay? But in your prayer, when you see that, it's not that you are offering pints and you're saying, oh God, please let us stop now. Oh God, let somebody come and knock. Nobody will come and knock, okay? The Bible did not say pray when it comes to sexual sin. It says flee. That's what the Bible says. So don't allow yourself to get to that point. My husband said, know your limits. Know where, if you know that kissing is going to make your body don't do it, okay? You don't say because everybody is kissing, you want to kiss, okay? If you know that it is touching, if you know that there is an area in your body that if your husband, or if there's a way your husband will look at you, or your fiancé will look at you, and your body will just be then tell your guy, don't look at me with that eye again.
Look at you that way. Like,
You know, remove your eye.
Public,
Yes,
eatery,
exactly.
restaurant, whatever. No, where there are people.
Whatever it takes, whatever it takes for you, and then with the help of God and with the help of your spouse, you will be able to. So for us, just being a check on each other, knowing that this is something I want to do, knowing that he believes in it and he buys into it. He's not waiting for me, he's waiting with me. So he's not doing all that things that other girls and say, okay, when you are ready, then we'll marry.
Now I'm to join them.
Okay, that one to join, Abby.
No, that waiting with.
Yeah.
It joins because it defeats your purpose. If let's say I'm with her and she says, let's not do this, and I say, oh, that's fine, baby. That's lovely.
That's fine, baby.
And I went somewhere
and
I'm busy collecting.
So yeah, that's not going to work in the long run, because then it means that he's actually not buying into that. Okay, and the days that maybe the person that is the extra is not available, he might want to get his way with you. So yeah, get someone that buys into it and be a check on each other.
Have an accountability partner.
If possible, yes, maybe a pastor or maybe a friend.
It can even be your friend.
Yeah, I had one friend that Bolaji.
Some friends are there that no matter they will tell you the truth.
It's so funny that when me and my husband start to, maybe I'm getting to that, maybe I want to get to that point with him, I'll just hear Bolaji's voice in my head. Bolaji is just a friend of mine. She's not even we are the same age mates, you understand? But yeah, have accountability partners. It helps, trust me. Tony said it's not a question, but hi mama, please tell them I'm your first daughter. How many first daughters do I have? If you know how many people, I always say this, but I love you guys.
Welcome to the family.
Welcome to the family. Okay, Jumi Unique said, is your glasses recommended? Yes, my glasses is recommended. It's for me, I'm short-sighted. Okay, it's also for light and for sun. So yes, it is recommended. I don't
used to see where, that's some results.
Yeah, I don't used to see where, okay. Next question. Favor said, I want to marry a man who stays in Abuja. There's really nothing to ask. I love you very much. Do you have any friends that you want to recommend to Favor? You should send me a DM, Abby.
Am I matchmaker?
I pray that God will give you your heart desire.
Amen.
What is more important than where a man stays is, a man that is your man, that is your person, okay? So yeah, if you see someone that doesn't stay in Abuja, who says that in the next 5 years he won't get a job that will bring him to Abuja. So yeah,
something won't bring you to Abuja.
Exactly. Before you know, and he will come and join you. So yeah, just be open to God's will and don't, yeah. Anyways, Tori said, what kept you in your single days?
God,
Abby. my mother's
God, parenting, discipline.
I did ask you, did they kept you? Were they enough to kept you?
They kept me now to a point. And even when it still kept me.
Yeah.
At least that's why I did not.
Yeah, stray, Abby. Give somebody's stomach. Anyways, what kept me? I think my husband said it's God. Honestly, it's just my devotion to God, my morals, the morals that I've been brought up with from my parents, from my personal relationship with God, right? I've always known that this thing is something that is not right, and it's not something that I spoke more about this in my video on how why I waited. So go and watch that video. So it was basically just my devotion to God and me wanting. I've wanted to give it as a gift to my husband. I know people might feel like this is 20th or 19th century or 18th century, but that was it for me. I wanted to preserve myself for someone who is worthy of me. You understand? I was not ready to give myself to any Tom, Dick and Harry that will go and be talking about how they have conquered me or something. No, I was not going to be any man's conquest. You understand? I wanted someone who is worthy of me, someone who is worthy. Okay, and until I found him, I didn't give it to anybody. You understand? So it's just, I can't. I have seen a lot of guys who have slept with my friends, and they'll come and say, oh, that's your friend. You understand? Then they treat them like trash after they have their way with them. I just maybe because I was so exposed to a lot of people who have, done it. When I was in JSS3, I was telling my husband the other day that I have friends who had done multiple abortions that were my friends. You understand? And I see the way their life is just going, and I knew I didn't want to. You understand? I didn't want to have that life. So I chose to, so there are a lot of factors. Again, I wanted to concentrate in my studies. I didn't even have the time. Okay, I was working 9 to 5. I was schooling 5 to 10 in the night. On Saturdays, I'm in church. On Sunday, I'm in church till in the evening because I teach and I'm in other departments. And so I didn't even give myself that time to even be. I didn't have a boyfriend. Doesn't mean I didn't have a lot of people who were coming to me. I just chose not to have that distraction in my life. I focused on my school because I wanted to come out with the first class. So I had goals for myself. Okay, and I was not going to allow pleasure. I had a lot of friends, you know, in university. Let's go to the club. Let's go to this. You can't even see me to invite. Tell me that I'm coming from class around 10. I'm going home to go and sleep because I have work the following morning. You get. And when I was in 100 level, that, you know, I used to even close from school around 1, 2 p.m. I go to my hostel, I watch movie, I read, I sleep. You understand? And the kind of friends I surround myself with too. I had godly friends, okay? All those things I said at club and everything, they were not my friends. They were just people I know, or people that were close to the people I know that I happen to know. So if I wanted to if I wanted to follow them to club, I would have. But I was intentional about the people that I had around me. They were people who were all my friends. We did not date. Caroline, Mobolaji, Christy, they were my closest friend in school. None of us dated. None of us had, you know, sexual intimacy. Every one of us kept ourselves, you know, throughout our university days. I don't know about now. Caroline is obviously married and has 2 babies. So yes, the people you surround yourself with also matters. If you're always around people that are always talking about everything they talk is about, you know, sex. You understand? There's a time that you start to feel like, oh, maybe I should go and, you know, do this thing. Left behind. Pressure. God bless you. Peer pressure and all of that. But I was very intentional about the people that I had around me, and I pray to God, you know, that God should send me intentional friendship. And God sent me friends that brought me closer to God. My husband is watching football. That brought me closer to God and instead helped my relationship with him. So you want to check score? Yeah, check it.
No, I didn't see that penalty. I just knew that they scored by penalty. So
all right,
thankfully I've seen it.
Well, it's still 0-0 now.
No.
They just scored.
Recap now. Look down.
Okay. Anyway, so yes, that's was how I was able to keep myself. So Precious said, do you have a New Year's resolution? If yes, what is it? Do you have a New Year's resolution? You don't have any New Year's resolution? We have New Year goals, not resolutions. We set goals for our family for the year, right, babe?
Resolution, depending on you. For me,
you want to stop doing.
Consider it a cliche. Like, whatever you want to be in a new year, you should have started it at the end of the other year. If not, there's nothing different except for the dates between the 31st December and January 1. If you slept, there's no difference. If you don't have money that day, you won't wake up and have money. If you have money, you won't wake up and the money is gone. It's literally the same thing. So, but I understand the need for evaluating, doing a self-evaluation or family or whatever, setting goals, targets and all that. That's important. But just saying my New Year resolution is
even me, I've never done resolutions. I don't believe in resolutions. I believe in setting goals for the year, okay, and having a review of your previous year. I used to do that when I was a single, and you know, my husband even asked us to do it last year. You understand? Review our last year. What do we want to do better? How can we go better spiritually, career-wise, and in other aspects of our marriage? You understand? So we did set goals for ourselves, but resolution things I will not do again. Things, you know, I don't do resolutions because I don't even think it was. Most people that set a New Year resolution last year, they came, and most of them, they always come and say that by February they're already asking how far with your weight loss resolution. You get. So yeah, I just set goals for myself. Precious said, what's your opinion of a defensive boyfriend? It gets really defensive before apologizing. I didn't really get all of the content, but basically a very defensive partner.
Most times it comes with the territory as a guy.
Yes, trust me. Take it from the horse's mouth.
Most times it comes with the territory as a guy, and depending on
fine man, you know.
Thank you for the compliment. Thank you. So depending on the person's personality trait and all that, it might. Okay, if I put myself now, using myself as an example, I don't like to be accused of anything. If you accuse me, I'm automatically on the defensive, whether I know it or not. True. I just go on the defensive if you accuse me. Now, if you don't know something or you have things to clarify, ask me. You get better response from me. But if you accuse me first before seeking clarification, we'll probably spend our time dealing with what you accused me of and why you should not have accused me of it and all that and all that and all that. Now it's taking my wife's effort and maybe God too, or maybe God and my wife to get me to lower the defensiveness. But it took a while before I knew that, how do I put it? I mean, it took a while before she even accepted I don't do it because I want to. It's just my program.
It's default.
It's default response to it. But of course, man is nothing if he cannot improve or change, because you may have a default setting, but that may not necessarily be the best thing for you. So you have to find a way to change it. So if you have someone like that in your life, you have to understand if, one, they do it because they enjoy, because there are some people too that likes quarrel, that they always want to win every argument. So when you ask them anything, in their mind they just want to win that argument. So nothing you are saying will work. There are people like that, but identifying that person and what motivates that defensiveness will help you know how to tackle it. So if it's that kind of person that is just unduly quarrelsome, it may be difficult to overcome. But if it's someone that does it maybe because it's their programming or one thing, then you may find ways to talk to them. Of course, it will still happen sometimes, but over the time, both of you will find it out to talk to each other in ways that will reduce that friction that the defensiveness comes to. And also, that's why I said background or circumstance differs. I grew up in a pretty masculine background, and things obtain differently in a masculine setting. So you have all brothers, all whatever. We don't offend each other and need apologies, as it were, or need whatever. If I offend my brother and I'm like, okay, no verse, he's fine. But women respond differently, and they want different things. They even sometimes, even when you're not wrong, they want you to show that you're sorry. But a guy doesn't need that in order to settle issues between ourselves.
Yeah.
So if as a guy and you operate from that standpoint, you probably keep having issues with your partner, the female, because what they need is different. I found out that most times what is most important to a woman is how something makes them feel, not whether it's good or bad, or it's how they feel. So if something makes them feel this way, address that thing first before any other thing. But it will take time. It's taking me time, and I'm not even learned it completely. So it might be the issue with the guy in question. So understanding what motivates the defensive state will help you know if it's something, if it's an ill you can surmount, or if it's something you just run from.
Yeah,
I think that
that was a detailed explanation. So yes, for me, how do I handle it? What's my opinion of it? Defensive, but my husband addressed it. Most men are defensive, so you just need to understand how to approach him with situations or with instances. I let him know how it makes you feel. It used to make me feel so bad when I approach my husband. Sometimes it's not even accusatory, you understand? Or I didn't mean to accuse him. I just want to have a conversation, and it just goes up for me. And I'm like, babe, I used to ask you, am I your enemy? Like, do you see me? Do you think that there's anything I would do? I used to tell him that I feel like you see me as your enemy because you always react that way. But later I got to realize that it's just his default programming. When you bring anything to him that he does not like, my husband's first response was always no, this, that, and defending is, not going to happen kind of situation. But with time, I've not gotten a hang of it. Sometimes it still does. Sometimes it still annoys me, but he gets better every year. So it gets better every day, and you also get better in how you approach him, you understand? So yeah, defensiveness is common with men, so it doesn't make them a bad person. It just means that you need to know how to approach them. Okay. What?
Nothing.
Why do you not laugh?
No, because I was just laughing because women don't get defensive. They just don't accept.
Yeah, well,
they just don't accept that they are wrong.
That's not true.
Oh, okay, let's go.
So you're trying to say, so you were trying to shade at me that
no.
You don't like to accept that I'm wrong.
Not you. That's what made me understand that what's the most important to a woman is how something makes her feel, not whether something is right or whether it's wrong. So most times we guys are focused on the right or wrongness, but it does not matter, because at that instance it makes her feel this way. So do you get the point I'm making?
So women are emotional beings, men are logical beings, okay, and that's why they get defensive and women get emotional, okay, and they will use their defensiveness to have their way, and we use our emotion to manipulate them. So equation balance.
She agrees that they are manipulating.
Come on, not all the time. It's just as defensiveness is natural to you guys. No, listen, babe. Just as defensiveness is natural to you guys. Manipulation is natural with women, honestly. But then you learn how to, not be that way, because men don't also like to manipulate it. So next question. Do I manipulate you? I don't manipulate you.
I'm just glad that you admit it.
But have I manipulated you with emotions before?
Are you joking?
I have.
No. Man.
I don't think. Maybe you thought I was manipulating you. But you know me, if I want something, I will just argue with you until I get you tired.
Okay, don't worry.
I don't argue with you too.
It's
so
not
that's
matter for camera. Don't worry.
You tell me, Abby.